Bad days are inevitable. Staying consistent means knowing how to plan for them. Look, we'll have these moments occasionally where motivation drops, life stress accumulates, long training phases, poor sleep, overall life chaos, and motivation can come down. Things can just feel off and exhausted. And it's important to know what to do, particularly in these times when you might not feel like doing anything or just want to throw in the towel or just go to some easy autopilot. Often this might affect even the most disciplined people, where they can just fall off track and it might take days to get back on track again. Consistency isn't about going perfection 24/7. If you are inclined to think this way, you're going to fall off, you're going to drop off and think this isn't for you. So it's a huge mistake to do. Instead of falling into this black and white framework, something I do with people is try and get them away from these black and white standards of being really on or really off, but talk about having minimum setbacks that they can do when things get a bit more chaotic. For example, on the food element, we might even have backup options where there might be weeks where you're ultra motivated and there's less chaos of life, social events, and they might be the weeks where you really push on and get some hardcore caloric deficit action. There might be other weeks where there's a lot more chaos, a lot more eating out, social events. The goal might be maintenance. But if you have a good caloric deficit week combined with a good maintenance week, you're still stepping forward as opposed to the person who was really on. And then as these chaoses start to happen, fall off. Even with training, I tend to have fallback exercises and splits. The same fallback should apply to your training as well. Instead of having body part splits, where if you miss out on certain days in the gym, you don't get to train certain muscle groups, you might opt in for a full body workout, where you might still be able to get your full body hit if you train once or twice a week. You can even have fallback things on exercises. If you're feeling really mentally drained, instead of doing 3 hard sets of squats, you might make it a couple sets of leg extensions. You might even just pull back the total amount of sets, fall back to a minimum level of intensity that might be 6 out of 10, and you're still moving things forward and at the very least not progressing. So if it is one of these bad days or one of these days where there are more things popping up, we should change our expectations on what we should be looking to achieve within the day. Sometimes the best outcome is to stay steady. It could be caloric maintenance, it could be very minimalistic style workouts, but something where you're not going to be entering the next day or the next week, whatever it is, where you're feeling better, trying to regain the progress that you lost in that bad week. It's such an essential skill. I know so many people, and I've had this with clients and myself, where you might be really good at losing weight, but unfortunately, you might be really good at gaining weight too. If you simply know how to solve the gaining weight phases and turn them into maintenance phases, then suddenly your weight loss goals could be achieved. If you know how to progress within your training but also regress, you make sure that those progression phases just become easy, adherable maintenance phases of minimalistic 1 to 2 times per week workouts or maintenance calorie phases. Suddenly you're winning the year. You're moving towards your health and fitness goals in a way where that's not going to drain you, and you can still have wins on different days when these things come, rather than a flip the table black and white approach. My experience with people is doing this, you're going to feel better about yourself as well. Often there's a certain level of demotivation and lack of confidence that comes from feeling like something got in the way and they went off bandwagon and they're trying to regain the steps they lost. They might walk into the next bad day or even good week with a certain level of nervousness, knowing that they could fall back at any moment. You just have 1 or 2 weeks or 1 or 2 of these even bad days where you're able to turn them from a really bad day to even just a moderate day or a less bad day. You'll become more confident in your future abilities to navigate future bad days. If you can't do this by yourself, get accountable to someone else. Get accountable to even the feeling of the next few days, knowing, I didn't like how I navigated Sunday and I'm trying to really regain the steps Monday, Tuesday. When we get this right, we win. It might not be the day itself moves you towards the highest level of progress you could possibly achieve in any scenario, but it does mean you're in a situation where you're winning the week, winning the month, winning the season. Success will come from navigating these bad days. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe. I need the help being a younger channel, so thank you for watching. Bye-bye.